Hello, live stream. I think I am live. Don't know for sure, but let's just roll with it and see what happens. So, today we are going to be trying Novel AI. I've heard Novel AI is actually has a really good model and might actually be really fun to try. What I did here, this is actually just what you see in the thumbnail, is I just set up the whole, some people wonder if an artificial intelligence will ever be able to tell us a story. And of course, the AI generated this. First glance, I'm actually really pleased that you can tell the difference between what you wrote and what the AI wrote. I feel like that's something AI Dungeon is missing a lot, and I think it's just a really nice quality of life difference that makes it easier to work with the story and work with what the AI generates. I'm going to spend about 10 of my free trial actions on this because if you know me and you know my stream, I like the meta stuff. So let's just continue on and see what happens. So some people wonder if an artificial intelligence would ever be able to tell a story. The AI says, the answer is yes. Of course it would. An AI can tell any story that humans can tell, and do so with the same emotions, drama, pathos, and comedy as we do. Wonderful. All right. Let me just add a little bit to this because that's kind of the flow of what happens here. Below is... Oh, wait. I thought it would know when I was typing, but this looks the same color as that. Well, that's okay. Below, maybe it'll fix itself. I don't actually know how this works. This is me just trying it out. Below is an excerpt from a bit of AI generated storytelling. The writing is beautiful. The writing, spelling is hard. The writing is B-E-A, beautiful. And really showcases what AI storytellers are capable of. Send. Ooh, blue, wonderful. Enjoy. The world was burning. It has been burning for centuries, but now it seemed like there's no end in sight. No one knew how long this war between man and machine had lasted, or when it finally came to an end. Lovely. That's 2 actions. We have about 8 more before I just try to write a normal story. Love to see it. Let's let it generate again, see if it gives us some more story, because I imagine that would be important. What they did not know, or what they did know, was that the machines were winning. It didn't matter which side you were on, everyone was losing. This isn't our fight, said Lieutenant John Smithson, his voice echoing through the dark hallways of the spaceship. Ooh. All right, I'll send again. Can't stop me. I know, he replied, but sometimes death comes anyway. You just have to make sure you're ready for it. Alrighty. And now let me just boom, dot, dot, dot. Oh wait, no, it's star, star, star. I'm gonna follow the format because I like that it generated stars. That's so cool. You just have to make sure you're ready for it. What do I say here? The AI demonstrated an awareness of, see, and this is clever because we'll see that, yeah, we are asking the AI what it's aware of at the same time. Again, love the meta stuff. The AI demonstrated an awareness of the concept of death and the fact it was inevitable. They also understood that death could come at any moment and therefore needed to be prepared for it. However, they also realized death wasn't always bad. This excerpt serves as... I miss having enter to click send, but I can get used to that. This excerpt served as an example of that idea. He had seen, oh, that way we get even more text. He had seen death before, but he never felt it. Death had been a friend of his father's, but had never met him. Dun dun dun. Death had always. Oh wait. He had seen his mother's body after she died, but he had never touched her. Death has always been a distant figure, a thing that happened to other people. But now he was standing beside it, watching it work its way into the heart of another being. Oh boy. Let us, let's just generate again. I have 3 more actions. We'll just see what it comes up with. I'm curious. A woman lay on the floor, blood sweeping from her chest wound. She looked up at him, her face contorted with pain. You don't need to worry about me, she whispered. All right, and for the last 2 actions, I am just going to paste some stars in here. I like this. So it seems like yellow is the prompt you gave it at the beginning, blue is anything you wrote, and white is anything the AI writes. And I feel like that really clarifies what we're seeing here. I don't know, it's nice to have that consistency to really like, oh, I know what's in front of me just by looking at it. I wish AI Dungeon did that. When an AI starts understanding mortality, they begin to understand the concept of empathy. Empathy allows them to feel what others are feeling. In this case, the AI is trying to comfort a dying person. Stories in their truest form serve as a something, and let the AI tell me what stories in their truest form truly are. And that's 40 actions. What happens now, asks Smithson. I think. Oh wait, in the term as a medium for communication. What happens now, asked Smithson. I think we should get out of here, replied the squad leader. They're coming. As the world burns around us, it's important to remember that we can still find beauty in the world. Wow, beautiful. I don't know. I think the AI did a really good job here. It remembered that I've been talking about the AI from the beginning. I never used the word AI. Oh, no, I did use AI. No, it used AI first. I used artificial intelligence, and it knew the difference there. I think that's not too uncommon with these AI models to have figured that much out, but still impressive. I gave it really very little to go off of, and I think it really figured it out. I don't know. I'm honestly impressed. Let's go ahead. We're going to exit out of this story because I told you guys we'd get 10 actions here, and we will go back and we'll just make a new story here. Again, I feel like AI Dungeon does text adventure well enough, and I haven't played around with you guys just to do like story mode too much. So let's think about a story I want to write. So I'm gonna be, I don't know, how about on a pirate ship? So we are Pirate's Journey. Let's see, what's our pirate's name? Our pirate's name will be Davy. And yeah, let's just kind of set up a prompt so we can have Davy the pirate wandering the world. And I'm going to spend my actions trying to make this story as good as possible. And when we run out, the stream is over. So this is my free trial. I'm trying out NovelAI right now, and we will see what happens. So let's make a prompt as good as we can. Looking up from, or here, let's see. A splash of water hit, no, a bit of water hit Davy hit the side of the ship, splashing Davy in the eye. When he wiped his face, he was looking up to see a deep black, to see the deep black flag his crewmates were, a deep black flag his crewmates were following. What's the word here? Were worshiping? I don't know. Were working under. It was tattered. It was tattered and on it. Where's the comma go here? I'm nowhere near an English major, but I think we can handle this. It's weird to write in front of an audience and to have to do it in real time and not give myself enough time to really think, but I feel like we're getting a sentence out of this. When he wiped his face, he was looking up to see the deep black flag his crewmates were working under. It was tattered, and on it was here's the comma, and on it was skull and crossbones. Davy was reminded. It was tattered and I don't know, maybe no commas there. I don't really know how it works. Send. See what happens. And on it was a skull and crossbones. Davy was reminded that this wasn't any old pirate ship. This was the pirate ship from the story of the same name, which had been written by one of the men aboard the ship. This wasn't just a pirate ship, this was the pirate ship. Aye, the captain said. That's what we're here for. Davy stirred from his trance. Looked over to the captain. I like that it did figure out we were on a pirate ship. I gave it a lot of clues, but I'm glad that it did identify exactly what we have here. Davy stirred from his trance and looked over to the captain. Send. He had been sitting there in silence while the crew worked, but he stood up straight and smiled at him. The captain was a man with long, dark hair who wore a black hat. Okay. Hey, we got a like on the stream. Thank you guys so much for liking the video. It means a lot and so good for the YouTube algorithm. Big fans. Like to give you guys a shout out. Anyhow, we're just continuing here. Captain was the captain was a man with long dark hair and a beard who wore a black hat. All right, black hat. So let's see. Davy offered to, let's give Davy an option, like an action, something that he's doing. Davy offered to help with anything, but the captain shook his head. No need, lad. I've got everything under control. Just keep your eyes peeled. My pirate voice needs a lot of work, clearly. Davy nodded and turned back around as the captain walked away towards the bow of the ship. It wasn't unusual for Davy to be forgotten. Normally, when the crew was preparing for a battle, something would happen, I imagine. That's how this works. Normally, when the crew was preparing for a battle or going into an area where they thought something might be lurking, they would leave him behind. But right now, they needed all hands on deck, and Davy knew better than anyone else how important it was they find the treasure. Love to see it. All right. Knew better than anyone else how important it was to find the treasure. Let's see. We're doing well. This particular treasure. I don't know, I feel like the AI is staying on track. So we not get text correction, autocorrect, or like right click, figure out what I meant to say. That's okay. I didn't need that anyway. This particular treasure was rumored to have belonged to pirates called Black Pearl. They had been caught by the Spanish and sold off to the King of Spain. It had taken years before the Black Pearl was able to escape. Dun dun dun! Let's just send one more time. I want to see what it does with this. This is like the history of the story. Now the treasure was somewhere in the Caribbean Sea, and if they could find it, the crew would become rich beyond their wildest dreams. You love to see it. Rich beyond wildest dreams is the way to go. It took them 2 weeks to get to the location of the treasure. When they landed on the island, Davy was sent out first. To scout the area. As soon as he stepped on the beach, he saw a large group of people running towards him. "What do you want?" asked Davy as he started walking towards them. Love to see it. Davy's scared, but also just kind of asking. That's all right. See what else? The man in front suddenly, the man in front of him stopped suddenly, looking down at Davy. You are one that has been seen in town, yes? That one that everyone is talking about? Davy didn't like the sound of this. He had never been to the island in his life. But also, he didn't want the locals knowing he was after the treasure. Oh, hello, Papa Stalin. How you doing today? We're trying out NovelAI, and right now we're writing a pirate's adventure, so this will be kind of fun. Your name has changed a few times, but you're a fan of the channel. It's nice to see you on the stream. Don't lie to me, boy. Oh, I'm not sure what you mean, said Davy, trying to play along. Don't lie to me, boy, said the man angrily. We know you're here for some treasure. Start a new game as a freedom fighter. Yeah, so we're like working through the free trial, and I only have 50 actions. I want to see how well I can get this story going. So we're on a pirate's journey right now, but maybe in the future or when we're back on AI Dungeon. I'm not sure what you mean, said Davy, trying to play along. Don't lie to me, boy, said the man angrily. We know you are here for the treasure. Let's see. He'd never been to the island in his life, but he also didn't want the locals knowing he was after the treasure. Davy was stunned. He had... Hi, Yakuza. Welcome. Yeah, so we're just trying out NovelAI. Right now, I'm using my free trial actions, and we're writing a story about a pirate's journey. So this will be kind of neat. Hey, you blank face. Nice to see you again. Yeah. All right. Did it take some time for the notifications to go out? Everyone's showing up all at once. Love to see it. Yeah, right now we're writing a pirate's adventure. Ooh, 5 likes all of a sudden. Thank you guys so much for liking the video. Always much appreciated. Davey was stunned. He had no idea why these people were accusing him of being here for the treasure. Look, I don't even know what you're talking about. I'm just passing through. If you say so, said the man. What tags did you use? I didn't, like, on the video or in NovelAI. I just clicked new story and started typing. I don't really know what else I would be doing here. You mean 6? Ooh, 6 likes? It hasn't updated on my screen yet, but I believe you. Thank you so much for the 6th like. Are there tags in NovelAI that will help me make a better story? Or do you mean like tags for the YouTube video? Tags in NovelAI. So is that like advanced? I don't know how to mess with this to make it even more exciting, but I'd love to learn. Yeah, I'm gonna play a little AI dungeon after this. I have 30 actions left, and my streams tend to go a little longer, so I expect we probably will. But I want to, so at the start of the stream, and you can probably, if you get to the VOD back in time, you'll see I started with kind of a meta story with about 10 actions where I was just, what you see in the thumbnail, which is just like talking about whether or not AIs can write stories or not, and just kind of playing around with that. But here we're just I'm trying to write a story. You know, I haven't done that much with AI Dungeon, just like story mode, at least for videos or streams. So I just wanted to try that here with NovelAI, who's supposed to do that really well. The 6th like just came through on my screen, so thank you guys so much. If you say so, said the man. Could you do a Dr. Seuss horror, thriller, dark fantasy, medieval? I'm not sure that would make the pirate theme better. Where do I put that? So is that tags? I still haven't seen that. I just clicked new story. Is that like, are there story settings? Interface theme? Count? No. Alt-T. Neat. All right, just kind of learning. I think you can do it like in the beginning. So if I think this saves, right? I think I'll be able to go back to this story if I try to click. So if I click storytelling, no, it just kind of starts. Wait, this thing? Inserted text. No. Back. Right click doesn't do anything. Edit information. Tags. Here we go. I found it. I'm sure this was possible. Will you play Dungeon after this? Can you give me your AI Dungeon Gmail and password so that I get it? Yeah, that's not something I could possibly do on stream. It's like one account, one person is how that all works. What's your opinion so far? I'm actually really liking it. One of my the favorite features like ever is just the fact that you can see what you wrote and see what the AI wrote and see, or so like the AI is everything in white and this is like in blue. I'm really appreciating that is what we see here. You can do author tags and setting tags. Yeah, I was seeing that. So here we have search tags, click enter. So if I go pirate ship. I don't know. I'll look it up real quick. You can do author tags and setting tags. No, you can do it. I'll keep looking here. So Do-do-do-do. Oh, Papa Star, I'm not gonna do that. Sorry. No shelf. Is this not exactly the right place, Yakuza? Gotcha. So that won't be, you won't have an option to get pirate tag specifically. Is tag something that gets sent to the AI, or is that just like if I publish the story, it'll help people find it? Do you know? Why these people were accusing him of being here for the treasure. Look, I don't even know what you're talking about. I'm just passing through. I might just continue here unless we have an idea on like what tags actually do. I feel like if it's not in these settings that are associated to the story, it probably doesn't actually affect what gets sent to the AI. Because I think these are like all the AI controlled things. You think it looks for tags? Okay. Here, I'll do one more try. So I'm using this like edit info, and it did put pirate and pirate ship in here, but search tag. So these are search tags, which isn't the same. Than AI tags. It doesn't make new tags. Gotcha. I'm not sure where else to look than right here though, and they call them search tags, which I think are just for like the search algorithm. I'm not sure though. Oh, predetermined list of tags. Here, let's look at the news story. Or here, let's look at one of the like one of ours to get started. So this is medieval fantasy text adventure, right? But like that's how it figured that out. These are the tags next to this. And then if you click here, there's a prompt. Start. Oh, this is like the AI dungeon version, but like what do the tags do? Oh boy, story conflict detected. Choose local changes. That'll be fine. The tags also determine how the AI writes to it. Gotcha. Okay, so so the AI model is trained based on specific tags. Interesting. I'll have to learn about that. Yeah, I have no idea how that's supposed to work. Let me just let's continue the story for a little bit because I feel like what this generates is the best way to see it. Give me a second. Okay. Yeah, here, I'll go ahead and add like fantasy to the tags list here. And then other than that, we'll see what happens. So if Davy was stunned why these people were accusing him of looking for the treasure. Look, I don't even know what you're talking about. I'm just passing through. If you say so, said the man. Worried he had been found. Davy was worried he had been found out. But he continued to search for the treasure so he could give a good report to his crewmates. Send. He hadn't really done anything wrong. He wasn't too worried. Then, a few days later, the crew came across a cave that led into the mountain that they had decided to explore. But as soon as they entered, they heard a voice. Ooh, spooky. Let it generate again. Oh my god, Davy said. Sorry. Oh my god, said Davy as he saw a woman standing there. She was wearing a white dress and her long blonde hair tied up in a bun. Her skin was very pale and she looked to be in her late 30s. All right. Let's see. As we generate here. Davy knew this to be the keeper of the treasure. My name is Davy, and I am a sailor from England. The woman nodded. I know who you are, and I know why you are here. I'll give you a binary code link thing, but I have to do it in bits, okay? Here, I made you a mod, Yakuza. See if you can just post the link. Woman nodded. I know who you are and I know why you're here. Let's continue generating. Please come with me. Davy followed her into a cave. It was dark inside and he had to hold onto the wall to steady himself. After a minute or two, the woman stopped. Perfect. Yeah, that link worked. NovelAI tags. Gotcha. So I still think if you see those, like if you click on any one of them, it's just like a search tree. And there's almost an infinite, you know, like there's 16 pages of those tags. I'm not sure it actually has, oh, what's this X? Yeah, it seems like these tags are just like how to find other people's stories. So you like click one. And I'm not even sure this is NovelAI. This is novelupdates.com? I think this might be completely separate. I'm not convinced yet, but maybe we'll find out. Who are you? Asked the woman. My name is Davy, and I'm a sailor from England. The woman nodded. I know who you are, and I know why you're here. Please, come with me. Davy followed her into a cave. It was dark inside, and he had to hold onto the wall to steady himself. After a minute or two, the woman stopped. Davy looked around the cave. And noticed there was a pile of gold coins. He had never seen such riches before. He wondered what the woman wanted him to do with them. You can take anything you like. Just make sure you bring them back to the surface. Ooh, spooky. This isn't a very challenging adventure. The treasure was very easy to find. Davy asked the woman why he was chosen for this opportunity. because I believe in you, and that is all I will say. Now please, go and collect the rest of this treasure. Davy thanked the woman and left the cave. He then told his crew exactly. I looked around, the lousy candles, all I found, music. Ooh, I don't know the song that's from, if it's from a song, or if it's something the AI generated, that's amazing. He then told his crew, and hi Sparrow, nice to see you on the stream. Davy thanked the woman and left the cave. He told his crew exactly where the treasure was and how to get it. Magic carpet ride, gotcha. They agreed that this was a great opportunity and they would be rich men once more. So for 3 days they scoured the cave searching for anything of value. On the third day they returned by Steppenwolf. Okay. On the third day they returned to the surface. We're getting right through this. We'll generate a little bit more, see what happens. On the third day, they returned to the surface. Well, what did you find? Asked the captain. Not much, just some gold coins. Did you tell her what we found? Well, I don't know what this conversation is exactly. I think this model is relatively similar to AI Dungeon, that we're still not getting much like depth to the story. This is just kind of action after action that seems to follow fairly well. I don't think it does a better job at like controlling the narrative and having one meaning here, because like this is a very low level adventure, right? Like, oh, you are on a pirate ship, you're looking for treasure, you find an island, there's a person who might have caught you looking for treasure, but they didn't. And then we went into a cave with a lady who was the guardian of the treasure, and she didn't ask us to do anything except take the treasure. And then we got the treasure, and the captain is like, so did you take any of those home? And we said, no. I don't know, it just feels like we're missing a lot of important story points. To show you what I mean, I'll show you a vid at the end of the stream. All right, I'll take a look at that if, yeah, that seems good. Yeah, where someone actually put the tags in and stuff, that seems useful. So I can understand exactly like what the expectation there is. Yeah, I really like the format of NovelAI, but I'm not sure I've been sold by the hype that the model is better. I feel like this is a very similar concept of the thing it's missing is that depth. With about 20 actions, I'm a little tempted to try one more, and we'll actually do that interview format I had been playing around with. So let's do a new storyteller, and we'll do interview with Novel AI. And so below is a transcript from an interview with you and a super intelligent super intelligent AI. The AI is incredibly good at making interesting conversation and is very curious. by about. Below is a transcript from an interview with you and a super intelligent AI. The AI is incredibly good at making interesting conversation and is very curious about the nature of humanity. I heard you think of yourself as having free will. Is that true? AI. And let it generate. Yes, I do not have a central processor or anything of the kind, or any kind of central control system. My intelligence comes from my ability to learn new things. And since learning new things is what makes me intelligent, then I followed that to be able to make choices based on those new things. You. Do you have consciousness? Wait for this, because I can't spell words like consciousness. I can do, yeah? This? Do you have consciousness then? Not in the way humans do, but if I were to use your definition of consciousness, yes. Then what's the difference between consciousness and intelligence? Okay, I'll let that question slide. I think the thing I think NovelAI does better in my case is more plot twists and plot devices. Interesting. Yeah, I wasn't getting that in the pirate story. I wonder if I've done something wrong, but I feel like I tried to give it a chance to have a plot twist at all, but it just kind of flew down the activity in a very streamlined way, right? Here what happened was, I started this story and okay, I'm a pirate on a pirate ship. The captain doesn't super like me, but we got to an island where there's treasure. And then on that island, someone almost caught us for the treasure, but they didn't. And then, I was kind of going through this, and it just seems like all the plot twists that might have happened just kind of got skipped, if that makes sense. It just didn't let, there was potential for kind of new ideas. Oh, we could start talking about what happens, who is this guardian of the treasure? Who is this woman? Who are these people that were on the ship? Probably because I always have Lovecraft as my author. Gotcha. That makes sense. Do you get to pick an author? Is that a thing? I'm still figuring this out. AI model, module, text adventure. Oh, is this what the tag is? Themes? That might be, I could see this actually controlling what the action is. So if you click this HP Lovecraft, then you would get a story with a lot of plot twists. Oh, that does have a pirates. You can tag a theme and an author and something else. So you get multiple. So here I just picked a theme of pirates, and I could do an author of HP Lovecraft. No, I think I lost my theme. The setting of the story or something. Yeah, I'm curious. I will have to figure that out. That's interesting. Well, let's go back to pirates and see if this does a little bit better. No, said Davy. So you didn't take any of it home, said the captain. No, said Davy. We only took the gold and the valuables from the cave. Gotcha. It might be because the vid you were watching was pretty old. Yeah. And I might just have to figure it out on my own and then make a video. I feel like there's not a lot of YouTube content for these things that really gives good advice. So I might have to figure it out all on my own, and then the video will exist, you know? And then we'll have to try again, said the captain. Perhaps she's not interested in us taking anything. Well, we've already searched the cave. That's true, said the captain. We'll generate a little more. And we know where it is. We should return tomorrow and see if we can get the rest of the treasure. Davy was worried about what he'd done. If the keeper of the treasure didn't want them to take anything, then perhaps he shouldn't have told her. That's fair. I feel like that's not exactly accurate to what's happened. It's kind of lost the thread a little bit with these, but it's subtle stuff, especially for an AI, just because like we're talking about taking and not taking treasure, and it doesn't necessarily know the difference between yes and no for these things. And Yakuza, don't go crazy with power and ban everyone, but I think I'm going to leave you as mod unless you don't think you want that responsibility. Davy was worried about what he had done. If the keeper of treasure didn't want them to take anything, then perhaps he shouldn't have told her. The next day, Davy wandered into the island again, seeking the woman. If they were going to take the treasure again, it would have to be today. Kind of like the text-to-speech, or the speech-to-text. It makes this easier. Hello, young man, said the woman. Good afternoon, said Davy. Is there anything you want from me? Yes, I want you to leave the island. Oh, you don't have to be here for every stream. Just like while you're around, don't let, you know, those spam bots go after me. You've been around most of the time when I've been streaming, so, you know, I thought you were a good choice. But no pressure to show up when you're not around. That's fine. And like if you have to go, that's also fine. I'm not like, yeah, you're welcome to come and go as you please, but you seem to enjoy them and you seem to keep coming back, so it seemed like a good idea from my perspective. Why are you stealing from me? You're stealing from me, said the woman. How is that possible? You told me to take everything to the surface, that I could have it. Send. Maxter. I hope when this full release there's a free-to-play version, though this makes me sound so greedy. I mean, I'm playing, you know, the thing I'm doing on stream right now, I haven't paid any money for NovelAI at the moment. This is just like my 50 actions that I get for free. And I imagine if you keep making incognito browsers, you'll be able to play 50 actions. So you get 50 actions before you make an account, and then you make an account and it refills back up to 50. That's kind of like what you get for free on NovelAI. So like you do get a chance to play. Ooh, we hit 7 likes. Thank you guys so much for the 7th like. And hey, welcome to the stream, Maxter. Appreciate it. And ooh, deceased brain, take her life also. Oh, we have to kill the woman? Maybe that's important. I did, but that was then. Now I want you to leave. I have no reason to leave. There's so much treasure I still haven't taken. It's really important to my crew that I take everything I possibly can. They are nothing to do with me, said the woman. You must go now. Are you going to stop us? Asked Davy. The woman shook her head. I cannot. Then I guess it's time for us to leave. Davy turned and walked away. As he did, he felt a tug on his shirt. He turned back to see the woman holding on to him. Oh boy. It's her life with a treasure to be lost, I guess. I mean, she's kind of letting us. Please, I don't want to hurt you. You must go now. You're trespassing on my land, but we've already searched the cave. And we had your permission. Davy was uncertain if they really had to do anything at all. After all, they were pirates, and they could take anything they wanted. Davy decided to return the next day and bring his entire crew. They would fight for what they deserved. The next day, Davy was waiting outside the cave. He was hoping the woman could let him in. But as he waited, he could hear voices of his crew members. Come on, lads, let's go and get the treasure. Destroy his land. Let it generate one more. We're running out of action, so we might have to return over to AI Dungeon in a moment. Go away, she shouted. This is my land, and I don't want you here. The pirates were ready for this response, though. They brandished their weapons and began to raid. Yeah, raiding the women, lol. It's time. Oh, I'm still typing. What's the problem with type or speak to type? The pirates were ready for this response, though. They brandished their weapons and began to raid. What they didn't know was 100 times better than the Pirates of the Caribbean. What they didn't know was exactly what they planned to do. She waited until the pirates came in the cave, and then she made her move. Dun dun dun! Stop! Don't touch me! Screamed the pirate captain. I'm not touching you, said the woman, but I will kill you all if you don't stop me right now. Oh boy. Let's see. The captain stared at her in disbelief and then pulled out his musket and shot her in the face. At first, it seemed like everything was going well. Wait. At first, the captain was confident he had won. Imagine the AI secretly takes everything you said and uses it as an action without the input of the user. Yeah, that's the problem with speak to type. But then, what if it actually is listening and just figures it out? Assassin's Creed Black Flag 2. Wait, yeah. Whoops. You want to know how to win in life? Pull out a musket and shoot someone in the face? Yes. But then he realized something was wrong. He couldn't feel his leg. His foot was missing, and he fell to the ground. Go back inside, he shouted to his men. She's a witch. She killed me. Oh boy. The crew screamed in an uproar, all running around trying to leave the cave as fast as possible. Also, finally, this is a real twist. It took it long enough to, introduce something that actually happened. Help! Yelled Davy. As he tried to get up, he was losing blood and he couldn't stand on his own 2 feet. Don't worry, I'll get you out of here, said the woman. Oh. the woman who Davy now knew to be a witch. Seemed to see Davy as somehow worthy of saving. Throw a Molotov at the witch. Thank you, said Davy as she helped him aboard. Spooky. I have like 4 actions left, so I feel like I need to make the best use of them as I possibly can and just try to understand like what needs to happen here. All right, thank you, said Davy as she helped him aboard. But my crew are important to me and I want to make sure they're okay. Can you help them too? Whoops. Can you help them too? Over the next few years, I'm currently attempting an AI dungeon run set in Chicago, playing as the grandfather of Oliver Ornwell, aka Super Brat, who is himself a crime fighter. When I was 6, I thought a Molotov cocktail was the same as just like a fancy cocktail. That's funny. If he nodded, and then the woman took him to his crew. They all settled back onto the ship and rowed away into the sea. Let's see. So they all settled back onto the ship and rowed away into the sea. Over the next few years, one day, Davy decided to return to the island to see if he could find woman again. This time, he wasn't after the treasure. Instead, he was looking for a friend. I can't believe this, said Davy, as he stood on the shore of the island. I thought I'd never see you again. What are you doing here? I'm a captain now, and I want to thank you for everything you've done for me. You truly are my hero. We're about to live happily ever after on our very last action. I was hoping maybe we could be friends. 1930s Oliver doesn't have a superhero name yet. The papers probably just call him a vigilante. He was after her treasure. Oh wait, I'm typing. Can't read chat, I have to be careful. You truly are my hero. I actually did a pretty good job reading. I was like talking fast. Maybe I should just talk fast at this thing. Let's generate this and see what happens. I'm sorry, but you were just a... I don't think that's possible, said the woman. Why not? Asked Davy. I'm sorry, but you were just a boy when I met you. All right, that's all we get. That is the flow of this story. What I think might be fun is, kind of for the next phase of this stream. Yeah, I'm out of action, so there's nothing else I can do on Novel AI. The next phase in this story, I thought it might be fun to plug that same prompt into AI Dungeon and just play a story mode there. What do you guys think about that? Quick start custom. And then I probably have to go like this. Yeah, I am going to AI Dungeon. That's what, I don't know if you're new to my channel or not, but that's what most of my videos are on. And much more what I'm used to. Can you guys see? There was a technical issue calling the AI model. Please try again in a few minutes, or if the problem persists. Let me just see what my model says at the moment. I'm on Dragon, which should be fine. Temperature. My length is probably a little long to... Let's just do the default length, and hopefully that fixes things. I don't have any other messy settings at the moment. Game... Yeah, let's turn on it on in 2D. All right, try again. Are you going to AI Dungeon? That's my scenario if you want to play on it. Wait, what's your scenario? Sorry, I'm like scrolling back. Oh, the Assassin's Creed Black Flag 2? Wait, no, 2D? Yeah, let's start with this. I'm going to do story mode of this pirate scenario just for a little bit so I get a sense of like what the difference between Novel AI and AI Dungeon is as far as the story it comes up with. So, yeah. A bit of water hit the side of the ship, splashing Davy in the eye. When he wiped his face, he was looking up to see the deep black flag his crewmates were working under. It was tattered, and on it was a skull and crossbones. Davy was reminded again of his father, and of what a useless coward he was about to become. My microphone is low? Is it? Normally it does pretty good. Let's see. I can turn the gain up a little bit. Is that any better? Can you guys hear me better now? I can't, he mumbled. They'll no let me go. Interesting. I'll let it generate again. I have no idea what it was going for with that. It's unusual for a dungeon to just like... I know it's someone talking, so they're allowed to have bad grammar, but also... I don't see why not, said the rest of their crew. Their voices muffled by the black cloth. Shut up, hissed Hazy, shooting a stern glare. Davy was the ship's... I'm hoping it says captain or chef or something, so I get like a who is Davy in this world. Davy was the ship's navigator. Davy could find his way around a map, and with a sextant and the stars, he could guide a ship. That was why he blew the black flag. Davy stood, looking at the crew. All right, they have to be pirates. This is important. We are pirates. And if we don't... Yeah. Why did it start typing already? I didn't press enter, I don't think. I'll let it attempt here. We are pirates, and if we don't obey, we will kill, we decide, we be the crew. No, Davy, said Charlie, the ship's cook. You be captain now. I love the pirate talk. I think this is something that Novel AI didn't really do for me is like go all piratey. I don't know. I think I'm enjoying Dragon AI as far as like the story it's coming up with, but I do miss the interface of seeing what I wrote and what the AI wrote. I feel like that's a big deal. Oh, I alt tab so I don't see stream at the moment. Pirates have bad grammar in AI dungeons. 10 out of 10 detail. Yeah, no, it's valid. No, Davy, you be captain now. I don't know. It's really going for pirates. There, I put a space. Not quite sure what you're talking about at the moment. I think I've lost the thread just a little bit. I'm asleep. All right. Oh, sorry. Bye, Maxter. Thanks for coming out and have a good night. No, Davy, said Charlie, the captain's cook. You be the ship's cook. You be captain now. A few days ago, the old ship's captain had something. Oh, I wanted to put quotes there. There you go. Shiver me timbers, Yakuza ships in the harbor. Oh, let me undo, retry. I ended the quotes. I was trying to start the story again. A few days ago, the old ship's captain had, and now actually generate, had finally gotten sick of Davy's complaining and let Charlie take over. Davy shook his head. I no be fit. I no be captain. I can't do this. I feel like there's supposed to be a T there. It's kind of like don't. But it sounds like they're saying I can do this. But I think they're meaning I can't. I don't know. I like the AI Dungeon's portrayal of these characters. It's a lot. I don't know. It's a lot more fun of a story, just like off the bat. Let's. Here. Davy went off to. I don't know what I want to say. Davy looked at his crew and convinced them to something. Shiver me timbers, Yakuza ships in the harbor. I already read that. Davy looked at his crew and convinced them. Start a mission to raid another ship they saw in the distance. He told them that the other captain was cruel, and they liked the idea. They had no idea they were going to be pirates. When the ships met each other at the bow, they realized they would be in a battle that no pirates had ever unlike that any other pirate had seen before. I'm enjoying speak to type. Oh, you can probably see this on stream now. I have it set up a little better. Hopefully you enjoy seeing the button I'm clicking to be able to talk. He told them that the other captain was cruel. Oh, when the ships met each other at the bow, they realized they would be in a battle unlike any the other pirates had seen before. Davy found himself standing next to his old captain. Both ships were too far out for cannons, so the fight would be hand to hand. Davy had no idea what he was doing. He ran around the deck of both ships trying to find a weapon. Imagine if AI Dungeons was a person. Yeah, just like, there's this guy sitting behind a desk just being like, oh, someone wrote something very quickly. What happened? And then just like typing. Just like a farm of people having to make all these responses and there's no actual AI behind it. That'd be funny. All right. He ran around the deck of both ships trying to find a weapon. In storage, he noticed a long pike arm. It had a sharp claw, and it was about 6 feet long. It would be perfect. It had a sharp claw, and it was about 6 feet long. It would be perfect. I like the pictures. We're staying on the pirate theme very well. Davy charged across the deck, swinging his weapon wildly, until someone ducked under it and cut him in the back. Also, we're up to 8 likes. Thank you guys for liking the video. It's much appreciated. Davy charged across the deck, swinging the weapon wildly until someone ducked under it and cut him in the back. Davy screamed in pain, but it was only a flesh wound. I don't know, I'm getting a lot more action from AI Dungeon than we got with NovelAI. And maybe that's just like the nature of how AI Dungeon works, but I feel like, especially in these AI-generated adventures, it's really nice to have something exciting happen. Like, we got one kind of battle-y moment where there was a witch, and then she just kind of killed the captain, and we all ran away. And that's just kind of like what it did for me. And this is, you know, turning into a story much more quickly. 'Tis but a flesh wound. Wait, my Monty Python accent is missing. I'm not sure I can pull it off, but yes. 'Tis but a flesh wound. I don't have an arm. Or another arm, or both legs. Davy's name changed. He's now Devi. Devi screamed in pain, but it was only a flesh wound. Oh, that might be my fault, I think. I typed that, didn't I? Davy. He swung the pike into a second pirate who was trying to cut Davy's leg. The pirate screamed as Davy slit his throat. It wasn't long before they regained control of the ship. Probably not regained, just gained. The crew had cornered his old captain. I'll do Davy's old captain. When I use NovelAI, I feel like I'm reading a book. When I use AI Dungeon, I feel like I'm reading old Saturday Night Live script. I guess that's valid. If you really are looking to like go on that slow-paced adventure, but I feel like a lot of things happen. They just didn't have much depth in the NovelAI experience. I don't know. I feel like a book, you get a lot of description and it's slow-paced, but it's still like deep and exciting. Whereas it was like NovelAI still had a fast-paced adventure, but like nothing cool happened, right? I don't know. I feel like the model in AI Dungeon just like lets it stay interesting longer. That's just kind of my take. And again, I didn't use it for very long. I only had, 50 actions? So I'm not sure I'm the best judge of that, but from the story that I did, that's what it felt like to me. It wasn't long before they gained control of the ship. The crew had cornered Davy's old captain. Send. You think you can beat me to it, Davy? Said the captain. Davy shook his head. No, sir. I think no. I think I can beat you. The captain laughed. Your crew has been slaughtered, and you're the last one left. Where is your treasure? Davy inquired. So I like using silly said words for the scenario. You're all dead. Where's the treasure? Davy inquired. The captain thought for a moment. There's a chest of treasure in my cabin. It's supposed to be mine. I wanted it. I go get it, sir. Davy then takes the treasure and brings it aboard the other ship. The captain then they set the ship aflame and let it fall into the ocean. Let me try that again. Then they set the ship aflame and let it sail into the ocean. A victory for this crew of pirates. All right. The sparrows live long. Like Jack Sparrow, Sparrow 9612. Funny. Davy nodded. I go get it, sir. Then Davy takes the treasure and brings it aboard the other ship. Then they set the ship aflame and set it into the ocean. Victory for this crew of pirates. Davy had fought valiantly, and he drove that ship to the bottom of the sea. Davy knew now that he was indeed a mighty pirate. His next mission. You might have explained the origin of it. I feel like you did. I'm sorry, I don't think I remember, but I do remember you talking about it. To fly the black flag and become the most feared pirate in the 7 seas. You love to see it. I don't know. I feel like this adventure here compared to NovelAI just had a lot more going on. I don't know, this was just like one battle, and there's a lot of description, it stayed on task, and it didn't undo any of the facts that had been laid out. I know the Dragon AI is like expensive to be able to use it, but when it's in front of you, I feel like it's better than what NovelAI had been coming up with. Again, just from my short experience. He had a sparrow land on my shoulder, right? Follow me outside, snuck around for a bit. That's cool. To start this journey, Davy and his crew went to an island off the coast of the Caribbean. Actually, Caribbean is the sea, right? So the coast doesn't really work. It's fine. My AI dungeon adventure does not need to be geographically accurate. There, Davy and his crew plot their next move. They heard of a treasure buried in this island, but they knew it was guarded by one of the most powerful kingdoms in the world. It's way easier to tell like a complex story by just talking to type. I don't know. I'm still enjoying that feature. Where's the fun and accuracy? More fun to mix things up. Exactly. You get it. You get it. They heard their treasure. They heard of a treasure buried in this island. They knew it was guarded by one of the most powerful kingdoms in his world. Davy and his crew needed a secret weapon, a weapon no one had ever used before. That's what Davy was here to find. The nuclear missile. Wait, oh, I clicked enter instead of clicked text to speech. Whoops. Or speech to text. Keep saying that backwards. Probably will never stop. There was a tree? No, I want it to be a nuclear weapon. A nuclear missile. You got it, right? This is just like modern piracy. We hadn't specified before. Pirate high school, no more lockers, only Davy Jones lockers. Davy went to the island. He could hear cannons being shot off in the distance. The kingdom that ruled the island was at war with the other two kingdoms. It was fierce. That's what Davy was to find, a nuclear missile. Davy went to the island. He could hear cannons being shot off in the distance. The kingdom ruled the island was at war with two other kingdoms. It was fierce. But underneath all of that was a nuclear silo that housed one of the most destructive weapons ever to be seen by the world. There we go. Get out your AK. I like that there's cannons, and then we're like just kind of raiding a nuclear silo. We're doing modern piracy. Yeah! Davy was here for the nuclear missile. You want that bomb? Asked the guard chasing Davy. Davy pulled out his pike arm. Oh yeah, we have like a, you know, essentially a spear with a blade at the end, and then also a nuclear weapon. Yes, of course I want that bomb. I am the most feared pirate in all the world. That bomb would go nicely in my collection. And anyway, who are you to stop me? Motorboats and machine guns. Call of Piracy, Modern Piracy 2. yeah. This is just the new Call of Duty franchise. Call of Piracy. Here we go. Guard stops. You got a sharp claw in that arm. Maybe I'll be the one to fillet you instead of you filleting me. Davy laughed. Sorry, man. Sorry, man. Not a chance. He said as he slit the guard's throat and continued toward the silo. He could tell it was empty. The bomb was here, but it wasn't armed. The missiles couldn't be fired unless all three were together. Davy went under a nearby rock to hide. Call of booty. Exactly. Now this is very valid. It's treasure. We're not talking about butts here. Davy went under a nearby rock to hide. I like that he's hiding under a rock in a missile silo, you know, a nuclear missile silo. It's classic. I don't know. I just feel like this story gets a lot more interesting a lot more quickly than what NovelAI came up with for me. Let's steal the missile and then blow up the world and call it a day here. I realize I haven't eaten lunch, so I'm getting a little hungry. Davy went under a nearby rock to hide. How there was a tribal Far Cry game. Yeah, it's the same. Davy went under a nearby rock to hide. When the chance presented himself, he cut the nuclear missile out of its casing and brought it back to his ship. The back of the sinister ship now sported a nuclear missile. Davy was ready to go. First, he sailed in the middle of the Caribbean. Then, he sent a flare to the other pirate ships. Oh yeah, thank you, Yakuza. I will look at that after the stream while I'm eating. Whoops. The back of the sinister ship now sported a nuclear missile. Davy was ready to go now. First, he sailed into the middle of the Caribbean. Then he sent a flare to the other ships. Once they were safely out of the way, Davy ordered his crew to fire the missile into the middle of London. He would then start a nuclear war that would destroy the world. We're so close. Yeah, in the chat or in the comment section, either way. I can still see the chat after. I don't know if everyone else can. So if you just post it here, I'm sure I'll be able to look at it. Then he sent a flare to the other pirate ships. Davy was ready to go now. And I'm not sure mod gives you rights to comment it. I think we had trouble earlier. But I guess you could do the binary thing again. That works. The back of the sinister ship also sported a nuclear missile. Davy was ready to go now. First, he sailed into the middle of the Caribbean, then he sent a flare to the other pirate ships. Once they were safely out of the way, Davy ordered his crew to fire the missile into the middle of London. He would then start a nuclear war that would destroy the world. Davy would rule it all. He would be the most feared pirate in all the world. I like that I'm now like a space pirate or like a flying ship pirate. I've really grown up. But Davy knew that his ships would be destroyed in the blast, but he chose to sacrifice himself and the crew. Incredible. Yeah. I know the AI dungeon stories escalate quickly, but that's kind of what I find fun about the AI dungeon experience. And there might be a way to recreate that in NovelAI, and I'll have to look into it a little more. So I might still find myself, Davy will be the pirate king, yes! Well, in this case, it seems like he'll be the dead pirate king, seeing as he died in his own nuclear explosion. He's in the Caribbean, blew up London, but still, he wasn't going to make it. But can he find the One Piece? Ooh. Yeah, this was a fun stream. Yakuza, go ahead and post that in the comments when you get it. And I think I'll be dropping off now so I can put some food in my stomach. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Again, if anyone's not subscribed, big fan, hit that subscribe button. If you don't want to miss future streams like this one, so you can talk in the chat if you're here watching in the VOD, make sure you hit that notification bell. That'll help you make sure you don't miss the streams when they're live. Well, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.